abuse you. Beyond that, what makes you stand makes you what you are. Every time I'll shock everyone by making it happen.
Understand? This actually is one thing where Swamiji will always say, right? Like, no matter what, whatever it takes, he will take it on him, and he will never ever give up on his vision for us, his commitment for us, or give up on us. He is just living that and showing. I mean, just this one thing. You see, every single thing that Swamiji has been declaring from beginning till now, he has always made it happen, despite of what kind of odds he may have to face for it. It's not just some kind of a disturbance happening outside or some kind of a small thing happening. It's sheer injustice. I mean, Ma Bhaktika, since you've been there from beginning, you've been seeing. I've been there since 2003. Now we are in 2023, right? And being throughout this whole time and witnessing every single, like the hard work of Swamiji from the ground level, from the scratch till now. And you've been seeing the kind of persecutions Swamiji has faced, especially this Trishulam, Kailasa Trishulam is very personal for you. I mean, it was your grandmother in front of your eyes. She offered it to Swamiji, and you were there in Kailasa Trishulam from the time it began, and all the kind of services that Swamiji has been doing there, trying to build that enlightenment ecosystem and build that temple, just with one boon that one devotee is asking. And Swamiji is doing that. And one more side, you're seeing these demonic anti-Hindu elements, the deep state elements. It's not just some small forces. These are like anti-Hindu elements that are there, that have so much of power in their hand and can manipulate it, use it to destroy, demolish anyone. And when you're seeing all of these, and now you're seeing that finally it is time that justice is coming. How do you feel about it? How does it make you feel?
Obviously, it's a real moment of celebration, Ma. In many ways, the spiritually, Bhagavan is teaching us live through persecution. He's teaching us how Dharma wins, and taking the attacks on him, he's teaching us how Dharma wins. Only Bhagavan can do that. When the attacks are going on him, he uses the battlefield as your lesson. And even whether you try to run away from the battlefield, or it's almost like you feel you're Arjuna on the battlefield. You come up with so many arguments to him, so many reasons why we should not be fighting the battle, why we should move away, how dangerous it is. Whatever stories we have told him, like how Arjuna told Krishna, Bhagavan has consistently made us to stand by the cosmic principles and truth. It is like a live lesson on the live battlefield with the war going on. That is the feeling for me right now, Ma. And how at the end of it, only what Bhagavan said is the truth, and he's proven it on the battlefield as the war is going on. As latest as 15th of August, a few days back, the war was raging in Trishulam. We were also broken. And once again, we went up to Bhagavan and said, do we really need to be there? It is just one person's word. And everyone would like Bhagavan's body to be safe, and everyone would like the mission to be safe. So why don't we just leave it, And Bhagavan said, once again, I want you guys to learn I want you guys to learn to stand by cosmic principles, come what may. And then my mind went back to when we asked Annapurniachi way back in 2010, when the media barons and deep state elements were vying for the property. They wanted to grab it to build an airport there. And Bhagavan said, it is my word to her, to one devotee. If she's willing to change her stand, it is up to her. I will go with it. And when we went back to Annapurniachi, she said the same word. She said, I have left it at Bhagavan's feet and I trust Bhagavan will make it happen come what may. She said it in 2010. And we're now 13 years later. She's not in the body anymore. What she knew in her heart, in her simple heart, and what she expressed is what it is finally. That is the truth. That was the strength of her connection with Bhagavan. And between them, the trust between the two of them, now Bhagavan is simply demonstrated. We're seeing the court order today. We didn't understand at that time.
Yes,
but we understand
just right
today.
now, I wanted to read also the responses from the participants here. So many of them have posted, so many of them are joining us to celebrate this victory. I see Ma Hongli Wong, Ma Hongzu has posted Dharma wins, and Ma Idin Lemo has posted gratitude to the entire Sangha of Kailasa Temple in Trishulam, and great news, and thank you for sharing the great news. And so many people have posted about what you are feeling about this. Please understand, it is the result of the perseverance that Swamiji has shown, the unwavering commitment that Swamiji stands by for Hinduism. This is not an independent standalone incident. This just demonstrates time and again Swamiji's commitment, the way Swamiji stands for each time. And today, no matter what comes, whether there is an attack, whether there is a warfare, assassination attempt, each time Swamiji has stood so strong on his grounds to stand by Dharma. Nothing has ever made Swamiji think, oh, it's just easier for me to, say I can't do it and I don't need to face all this persecution. Swamiji always has that option, but never once has Swamiji even wavered a little bit, not even thought or expressed any kind of a doubt, saying I will not be able to do it, or I may not be able to fulfill this commitment. Not at all. Like Ma Bhaktika was saying, even when we went back, even when she went back and told Swamiji, it's okay Swamiji, I'll speak to my family, no need for Swamiji to build the temple. Swamiji said, no matter of that, no question of going back on the word. That is Swamiji's commitment. We can see how Swamiji actually made it a temple with deities, annadan happening. And this is all free organic sattvic meals being distributed to children and school-going kids, and homa being performed, conducted for the community around, for the peace of the community, for the well-being. We can see grand pujas, grand yajnas, homas. All of these were offered completely for free for all the devotees and all the common public from around to come and benefit from these extraordinary sevas that were offered. So many people had been benefiting from this, and despite of all this, there were continuous relentless attacks that were happening. The mob lynching, the destruction of the whole campus. Each time, Swamiji only came back, built it again and again and again. And finally, here we have justice is served. Ma Hongzu saying, very inspiring, empowering, very completing.
I just remember one thing that Swamiji says, universe has no choice but to follow me. I mean, look at the strength with which Swamiji, no matter what, come what may, he just stands by his vision, mission, sacrifices everything else, going on, contributing. And now we see, Paramashivam can never lose. Understand, actually, today's darshan that we are going to be having the darshan of Bhagavan Tripurantaka Murthy. If you see, the story of the darshan we're going to be having today is where there will be three asuras who will get a boon, saying they'll be indestructible and they can be destroyed only with one arrow, which can destroy them only if all they have three separate floating cities, and only if they all come in one alignment, they can be destroyed. And understand, Paramashiva, it all takes is one smile from Paramashiva to destroy the whole thing, destroy all three of them. But he just waits, gives them the chance, tells them, let them also enjoy, let them also play all their dramas. That's all what happened. Finally, Paramashiva always wins, and that is what he shows us every single time. Despite of the most brutal persecution ever faced by any human being, Swamiji has gone through it, continuing to go through it, but he shows us all by living that he will not give up on his vision, he will not give up on his mission, he will not give up on us, no matter what. Now, as a Hindu, how do each of you feel? This success is not a success just of one individual Adinam. It is a success of all of us Hindus. It is all of us, every single one of us that are sitting here. It is all of us being successful by one person, Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's great sacrifice. His tireless hard work, he is doing just for each one of us. Already again, the services have continued. The services in Kailasa, Trishulam has not stopped. The sannyasi has not stopped living over there. The enlightenment ecosystem getting built has not stopped. Understand? Even now, Swamiji is continuing everything over there. This is the way how Swamiji lives. The kind of brutal attacks and the kind of persecution we all have faced in Kailasa Trishulam is not a joke.
It's not a joke, Ma. Way back in 2017, one of the largest attacks happened on Kailasa Trishulam. We were there on the there at that time. There were a series of attacks, and then in between, two huge attacks, one in broad daylight and one at night time. And you're seeing in front of you, actually, as I'm talking about it, they did every conceivable, inconceivable way of attack. They actually, hundreds of them entered our property with crude weapons. It was like rock stones, chains, rods, and they just raised the whole property to the ground. Any bit of infrastructure they saw, they actually smashed it. Right from the water tanks to the electricity, to the CCTVs, to our laptops, our computers, they entered our work areas. We were in containers at that time, the container offices and rooms.
Yes, actually, Ma, we can see here the violence of the mob as they are overturning the whole vehicle. This was the same Ratham that went around the campus, distributed free food. These are the same monks who were healing the entire community there. And you can see their stays broken, glasses are shattered, and they're in the fear of their life. They were all just sitting here and there. The entire campus, bit by bit, was demolished. You can see the Ratham, how it is destroyed, how the same vehicle that served the free food, that distributed, made so many healing services around. You can see how the mob instigated. Each of these are not the common public. Please be aware, these are all the henchmen planted there. And we can see how they all came. They were destroying every piece of evidence there. You can see how they're breaking the CCTV cameras, all the footages. You can see how they are breaking the structure, the temple inside which all the monks were staying, the monastery campus inside which a simple monastery campus, it is just a simple thatched roof, a container, and you can see how these people are breaking the CCTV cameras to destroy the evidence. And after all these attacks, justice has been served. The mob henchmen, instigated by the anti-Hindu deep state elements, threw stones. You can see how they're throwing the stones at our sannyasis. Our women were raped. Our sannyasis were brutally beaten, and they were stoned. The whole campus was brought to grounds by a group of henchmen, an angry mob instigated by the deep state elements. The very same people who are supposed to protect the deep state stood silently and watched as the whole attack unfolded.
Actually, I just wanted to highlight something very, very important over here. That I just wanted to highlight something over here. Ma Bhaktika, you were there during this attack in 2017 when this happened. You were there, right? And how at that time, I know the kind of attacks, it is something unthinkable. But, and if
Yes.
any normal person would have been faced with that attack, they would be even psychologically broken, shattered, and sometimes even ended their lives. Like, because it's in multiple levels, right? I just wanted to ask you now, what made you and all the other sannyasis, because this is a question that's I keep seeing many of the participants also ask. Because if anyone else was there, people would have just felt like, oh God, I don't want to go through all of these. I'll just give up. I don't want to be a sannyasi, and may drop off and go. But what is that what Swamiji was responding, and how did Swamiji, heal each one of you, empower each one of you, which made you feel like, hey, no matter what, I'm not going to give up on this. Come what may, I'm going to just live what my Guru, my Swamiji is telling me to live. And I know Swamiji is there to protect me. What is it that? What is that which was continuously making all of you, even though you all were also faced with such brutality, what did Swamiji do? What was Swamiji's response, which made you feel like, I am going to continue being here and I'm going to stand with Swamiji? Because, like, what is that? Because, like, what was it? Can you share a few words on that?
Actually, the way the events were unfolding, it was happening very, very fast. One attack after the other, one attack after the other. Literally every day we were running to the police station with some complaint or the other. One day, it would be hurting our religious sentiments. And then the next day, it would be accusing our male sannyasis of outrating the modesty of their women, the attackers. Another day, it would be like different sections of the IPC of the Indian Penal Code. They were trying to frame us. And then these huge physical, brutal attacks that you just now saw happen. As this was happening, like you were asking, what is it that made us stand through it? When there was not even, the beauty of it was the way Swamiji empowered us. There was not even an iota of thought in us about stepping back, or any bit of fear, or any feeling of overwhelmed by the attack, because this doesn't happen in your normal life. Literally, we've seen it only in horror movies, right? But this was happening in our own home. Like hundreds of people just coming on your face with all crude weapons and hurling things at you, and this doesn't happen in normal life. But the way Swamiji has trained us all these years spiritually, the way he has nurtured us spiritually, all of that we felt it. That is what stood by us. Then only we realized Swamiji has done a huge job inside each one of us, which we ourselves don't know about. Only when such a situation comes, we are waking up to it. When there is a normal day, you don't wake up to it. But when you're faced with something like this, which, like you said, people outside cannot even conceive, they would have probably just fled out of their own property. Even if it is their own property, they would not have been able to stand there, because the attack was so physical and so brutal. So they would have probably left their own property. It is Swamiji's spiritual depth that he has given us, even without our own knowledge all these years, that made us to stand. And even now, when I think back, how did I withstand it? Even I don't know. Even I'm surprised how
actually is the statement.
Withstand it.
Exactly. Actually, I just want to highlight something over here, which is, this is being Swamiji's sannyasi. This is exactly what your life is, to be as Swamiji's sannyasi. Understand, no matter what. Yes, it was a brutal persecution, but Swamiji will ensure. He will take all the arrows on him. He will just shield you. He will stand as a shield for you, protecting you. He'll take all the arrows on him, and he will only give the credit to you. This is the life that each one of us have been living as Swamiji sannyasi. If any of you here who feels like, I want to be a part of this cause, and if you are still not married, if you're single, jump right in. Understand, this is like, I saw a comment the other day. Someone had posted saying this is like a jackpot we are having. Yes, it is, because here you have Paramashivam, who's in the physical form with us, Any of you, who are feeling resonating with this, jump right in. Understand? Like you will be able to be a part of this grand success of Paramashiva, because there is nothing you can see 200%, you can be sure Paramashiva will always win. And Swamiji tells
beautifully that no matter what comes, society will hate you, rate you, judge you, abuse you, attack you. But beyond all that, what makes you stand makes you what you are. And we can see no matter whatever the society does, Swamiji has always stood back just with one principle, simple and straightforward principle. Swamiji stands back just to contribute, contribute, and contribute. Just that integrity is the strength. That is why, because it is this integrity, this commitment that is a foundation of Kailasa. No matter what attacks came, no matter what persecutions has been happening, not once, nobody has been able to shake even one part of Kailasa, because Swamiji has laid Kailasa with his integrity as a foundation. That is why it is the most unshakable and it can never be broken.
all those
not only that,
whoever
the
want to be a
huge-
part
the-
of this grand cause, whoever want to be a part of this victory of Paramashiva, jump right in. If you want to dedicate your entire life, go ahead, jump for sannyas. Take sannyas right now. You can declare from your side, whoever wants to take it up, you can jump right in. And all those, whoever feels like, I want to really do something, I may not be able to apply for sannyas right away, but I can contribute economically. Go ahead. This is a clarion call from Paramashiva. Jump right in, become a serving epitajaman. Swamiji says, you don't need anything else except for strong intention. He will manifest the wealth for you. Don't withdraw yourself or hold yourself back due to any of your self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. You have an intention. If today's news, if it is exciting you, know very clearly this clarion call from Paramashiva is for you. Jump right in. Take up. You can jump now. Fill up your intention. Whoever wants to become a serving epitajaman, go right now and jump up, sign up, become a serving epitajaman. You will see the way how Swamiji will manifest for you, the way how Paramashiva will just shower you, because all it takes is strong intention. Now, all the participants that are here with us right now, take a few minutes, go jump and be a part of this huge cause that Paramashiva himself has come down for. Understand, he does not need any of us. He does not need you, me, anyone. But this whole Leela he is doing just so that all of us can also have an opportunity to be a part of it. Understand, when he came down as Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, just in his age of 14 and 15, single-handedly, he demolishes some of the most terrifying asuras all by himself. Just he and with his younger brother Lakshmana, they destroy the demons. Single-handedly, they destroy. Just chanting one Ramanama, Hanuman is able to fly crossing the ocean. So he does not, as Rama, he didn't need anyone to come support him, help him. Nothing was needed for him. But he wanted to give every being the opportunity to be a part of his Leela. That is why he gathered all the beings, including monkeys, bears, and squirrels, just so that they can be a part of his mission and get the punya of being a part of his mission. Understand? None of us are needed. Just Swamiji is just 46. He has already made a nation happen for Hindus. And every war, we can keep saying Swamiji is winning and he'll continue to win. He's Paramashiva who is descended for all of us. Here the call is whether you want to be a part of it. Understand? You can whatever might be the background of you, whichever walk of life you're from, that does not matter. If you have the intention, that is enough. He will shower it upon you. Whoever feels like, I really want to be a part of it, I am so excited, just even listening to this, jump up right now. You can jump right now. You can sign up and become a part of Kailasa. Who all here want to really be a part of Kailasa? Who want to be a part of this grand, victorious happening, the mission and vision of Paramashivam? Take a moment, go ahead and sign up. You all can take a few minutes, quickly go and sign up. The links are posted in your chat. The support desk team will be posting. You also have it right here projected. Take a moment now. Become a serving Pita Yajaman. You can go, and if you want to take your first step, go ahead and sign up in events.kailasa.org/payment. If you have an intention, you need support, but you really have an intention, go ahead and sign up in sksjp.org. Take a moment now. I request all of you to go ahead and take your action now. This is the best time so that you can be a part of this victorious happening.
Okay, so yes, so nothing like inspiration already.
Who all here want to take it up? Who all here want to be a part of it? I request all those who want to be a part of it to sign up, to post in the chat. Who all feel like, yes, I really want to do it. Even if you have signed up before, but you really have a very strong intention now saying that I want to make it happen. Come on, take a moment and post it in the chat. We all just learned we all had a very empowering session where Swamiji explained to us about being your own boss, and Swamiji is living that and showing to all of us. I request all of you, all the participants here, take a moment. Whoever is feeling that, yes, I really want to be a part of it, go ahead and post it in the chat.
you.
Today is a real moment of celebration for Kailasa and Trishulam, and a real moment of celebration for not only Kailasa, but for the whole of Hinduism. Any celebration for Kailasa is a celebration for whole of Hinduism. One thing I would really like to share here, since I've seen this whole journey of success for Kailasa and Trishulam, right from the time the property was given to Bhagavan, up to all the attacks year after year, and now this landmark order that we've received, the joy, I'm really reliving the joy of the moment when my grandma handed over the property to Bhagavan, because the whole thing, there is so much of spiritual depth in this entire thing that has happened over the years, and so much of fulfillment at the being level, and so much that each one of us have gained through whatever happened ever since this property was given, and so much of service to the people through this property. Bhagavan has placed some of the most beautiful life-size deities in Kailasa Trishulam. In fact, and the gir cows in the Goshala there. In fact, we have people who come in just to take a look at the deities because they're towering deities. And they come just to take a look at the Goshala and the gir cows. I mean, the place is just a place bubbling with joy all the time. And the energy that the place carries, it's doubly fulfilling for me because it's my pre-monastic property and given to Bhagavan, and I am here as a sannyasi and serving from that very land and learning my lessons on the same land, and today this huge success. So when I look back, I'm reminded of the lives of so many, the stories of so many enlightened masters. Whatever they've shared it's all come true in my own life today. From the dimension of service, seva, from the dimension of today whatever best humanity is enjoying is what Hinduism has given. There is no doubt about that. So what can I give back to Hinduism? There is really nothing I can give back. I can only offer whatever little I have and then be a part of the whole happening and enjoy. That's all. And whatever you give to Hinduism, whatever you give to Bhagavan, you get back multifold as causeless joy and bliss and learning and growth in your own life. So today, I once again relive the joy of offering this property to Bhagavan. I just wanted to share that today with all of you. Yes, Ma, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to add to it. One thing that I really love, like whenever I see the Leelas that Swamiji does, right? If you see from the time for eons that Paramashiva that he has been doing in all the 9 months lives, it's always like almost you'll feel like, oh God, why is it happening like this? Read every 9 months lives, you'll feel like they just push to that thing. And then suddenly Paramashiva will come and say, hey, it's just me. I am there. And you see that's exactly he does even to this day in every single Leela that he does. Always you'll feel like, oh God, like it's what's going on. And then he just says, it's me. I am just taking care. Don't worry. Understand all those who wants to be a part of this grand happening, the victorious happening. become a part now.
Today, the darshan that we are all going to be receiving, the darshan of Tripurantaka Murthy, represents exactly this principle of Paramashiva. How he makes everyone, he gives an opportunity for everyone to become a part of his grand mission. Let us all now chant the Dhyana Shloka of Tripurantaka Murthy. चतुर्भुजं त्रिनेत्रं च मग्रं परशुधारिणं धनुर्बाणुं समायुक्तम् उमया सहितं तथा सर्वाभरणसंयुक्तं दिव्याभरणसमान्वितं पत्रं ददं वामकर्णे दक्षिणे कुण्डलान्वितम् उपवीतसमायुक्तं समभङ्गयुतं शिवं जटामकुटसंयुक्तं विलसद्वितमृदाङ्गकम् एवं त्रिपुरसंहारं रूपं प्रोक्तमहात्मभिः. The next is the Dhyana Shloka of Vrishabharudha Murthy. सर्वे स्याद्वक्रतुण्डान्वितकतककरं गोपतेः पृष्ठसमस्थं वामस्थर्ध्यं सदक्षं वरकरयुगले टङ्कमुक्ष्रं दधानं फालस्ताक्षं प्रसन्नं त्रिनयनलसितं भदवेणीकिरीटम् वामे गौर्या समेतं नमतः शुभकरं तं वृषभारूढमीशम्. वृषभान्तिक मूर्ति. चतुर्भुजं त्रिनेत्रं च मग्रं परशुधारिणं धनुर्बाणुसमायुक्तम् उमया सहितं तथा सर्वाभरणसंयुक्तं दिव्याभरणसमावृतं पत्रं ददं वामकर्णे दक्षिणे कुण्डलान्वितम् उपवीतसमायुक्तं समभङ्गयुतं शिवं जटामकुटसंयुक्तं विलसद्विद्रुमागकम्. Now, in the same space, let us all get ready to receive the darshan of Tripurantaka Murthy, Vrishabharudha Murthy and Vrishabhantika Murthy forms of Paramashiva. Let us chant the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Om Nithyananda Param alive being. Drop your form into his form and dissolve. Remember, you are a Sarupya Mukta, means your form is dissolved into his form. All my disciples, now I am initiating Salokya Mukti, Samipya Mukti, Sarupya Mukti, Sayujya Mukti. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Shivo.